So, here we are in Oxford now. Finished off in Portsmouth yesterday.
Yeah, so we've come back through Oxford, see what it's like, do a bit of proper street photography.
Well, if we can, yeah.
Yeah. What did we learn from yesterday?
Well, you were having trouble with the Z50 focuses, so now you're going to use the articulated screen really from the hip, and also touch the screen to select the pointer.
That's the thing, we've got this
focus there.
See, look at this, really good.
Yeah.
All the other cameras can learn from that.
Yeah, including the Leica, because it doesn't. I think in Oxford you will come across, I mean, it's a lovely city, obviously based around the university and all the colleges, but you will come across some
Interesting characters.
Interesting characters. This isn't street photography, this is just messing about, taking holiday snaps, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. What's the difference?
Oh dear. You are inviting comments if you leave that in the edit.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference, we just haven't understood it yet.
Right, okay.
You've got to get inventive.
I see. Aren't you just waiting for something to happen?
Well, there's one YouTuber I follow, Octavian Carrara. There's a lot with the Leica Q2, and he had a video about street photography about fishing and hunting. Fishing is where you just stop in one place where you've found a nice
and wait for something to happen.
And wait for somebody to walk past it, you know, because you found. Hunting, I guess, is when you what we're doing now, I suppose, is wandering around
looking for something.
Looking for stuff, really. So this is Christchurch College, I'm presuming, is it?
Ah, I guess so.
Building.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So,
how is the iPhone?
I like the iPhone is doing really well. It's ultra wide, it's really nice. I'm going to compare what the Z50 and the iPhone. See which is which, just better. I don't think there'll be much difference actually.
No.
On a small screen, maybe on a bigger screen, maybe if you want to crop
when you're
in.
in daylight, you're not sort of necessarily going for things like shallow depth of field.
No, none of that.
So.
So this is quintessential Oxford, very English.
Very English.
A man mowing his lawn.
He's got a very large lawn.
Taking him a while with that.
You think he won a bit, I suppose it's
just for cricket stuff.
Yeah, so he's... So, we need some photos of the classic punting. Do you call it punting?
No.
What do you call it? Isn't that a punt? She's holding
It's a canoe.
It's a canoe. Yeah, but in Oxford it's punts, isn't it? Google punt.
Be careful how I spell it.
Yeah. So this was a scene of a messy...
Punting. Yeah, I think you're right.
You don't trust me, do you?
Punting is a too timeless, slightly eccentric, quintessential Oxford. Idyllic pleasure. Yeah.
So you need an iPhone, a Nikon photo, and a Leica photo of some quintessential punting.
Yeah. Nice to get this thing in the foreground, actually.
Push yourself now.
So what's your methodology for taking street photography? Do you take a lot and then just see what happens?
Yeah. It's not quite spray and pray, but
You see, I'm
I'm only taking single shots.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you've. It's not a canopy and hall. So
Whereas for me,
you're more selective, aren't you?
very much so. As in,
It's your very clean,
what's that?
Stonehenge.
So, to save time and
Disc space.
yeah, I like to be more select. I've always been a selective photographer. So, what do you think of Oxford so far?
Really nice, really nice
Picturesque.
buildings. But just finish off what you're saying there. I think I do struggle with like seeing composition well in the camera. I need to keep working on that. So I do take quite a few photos, and it's really only when I get them on the computer for some reason I feel that I can then, oh, that's a nice photo, and that isn't. But I couldn't, for some reason, I can't necessarily see it that well when I take them or when I review them on the cameras. When I get them on the computer, that's when I start to, yeah, well, to tell what I think is better photo, as it were. So.
Fair enough.
I'm going to put this on continuous focusing, autofocus, 30th of a second, shutter speed priority, and Mr. White has lost interest.
Hello. Waiting for the right one.
Press that one too quick. So. Oh, there's a few bikes going along.
Oh yeah, look down there, quick. Too far away.
That seemed okay at 30. I'm going to slow down to 15th now and see if I can. Another bike coming here, but it's a bit close to us really. You want it on the other side of the road. You have to be patient with the street photography. Just haven't got the patience, have you?
Well, you're in. There we go. Better.
Taking someone's portrait on the street.
Trying to get everything in.
I was already asked the
Should
guy
be all
for
right.
his email
okay.
address. He's going to email him an invoice.
Yeah,
5 minutes time.
£100.
Yep.
It's actually hard to get that in because he didn't have a wide angle. He was just
Did you tell him?
so it's hard to get his feet in and the
Right.
building in. Still.
There's like some Oxford University students up here from one of the colleges.
Who knows what they'll become in the future?
Clearly working hard at the moment. They've got a different taste in music than they probably did like 100 years ago, I suspect.
Classical music.
One of them's on the champagne and the cigars already. That'll do. Didn't work.
Work of art.
Yeah. It's been a messy party.
the finished exams celebrations.
Yeah.
Now that's a very Oxford bridge, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But with someone in there,
There's definitely been some messy parties going on around here.
I really love
Probably the end
the
of
ultra wide.
exams.
I really love the ultra wide of the iPhone.
Pardon?
The ultra wide of the iPhone.
Yeah.
Don't know if you can see it on the camera.
Oh,
Can you see it on the?
that is fantastic.
Look, so you got ×2,
Yeah.
×1, and then ultra wide.
Super wide, yeah. Some people reckon the quality of the super wide is the weakest of the three.
It looks pretty good to me.
It looks pretty good to me.
If you don't try and, you know, it's a wide, so you keep it as a wide, don't you?
Yeah.
That's an interesting building. Yeah, so Oxford, nice
Yeah.
city.
Lovely,
place.
beautiful buildings. Obviously, you know, it's a lot influenced by the famous university there. It's Oxford and Cambridge, for people outside the UK, are virtually the two most famous universities in the UK, I think. So, and probably the hardest to get into. So, it's a beautiful city. You've got the river, you've got people punting on the river, which you didn't.
Careful.
You didn't seem to know that word before we got to Oxford, but there you go.
So do you feel these cameras did a lot better in a kind of a tight town and city?
Yeah, and we had a little bit of fun for 5 minutes. Also, photographing cyclists going by, trying to get some motion blur. And obviously, to do that, you've got to slow the shutter speed down to. I think my best. I forgot down to 1/8. It was too blurry, but I could do it on 1/15th, sorry, and 1/30th, and get some decent results. As you already said on the other video about the iPhone, you can get an app to manually alter your shutter speed, but it's obviously so much easier just to spin the knob round on here as you're taking the photo, and then try a different increment on it if that was too slow or too fast. So we had these I think were better than the iPhone for doing things like that. But generally, yeah, Oxford is probably a better city for street photography, for that type of thing.
And to be fair, I've made my top collection 10 photos using the Z50 and the iPhone, and the iPhone actually comes out half the pictures I'm using for that in the collection.
Yeah.
Because in good light, it was good enough light then, wasn't it? It wasn't sunny, but it was good light like this. They're actually, I put the Z50 next to the iPhone picture, which I might do now.
Wow, that was good. That was clever.
Oh, that is good, isn't it? And they're very similar.
Yeah.
Without cropping in and editing too much, they're very similar.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes the iPhone was better because I can go ultra wide quick.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 16 to 50, but
Yeah.
with the iPhone, it's even wider. And I can zoom in a bit further.
Because the maximum sort of, or the minimum focal length on that is 24 then, full frame equivalent.
Yeah.
And on the iPhone, is it 16? We'll have to
Something
go back
like
and have a look at that chart again. But
And it was
it's
so-
definitely wider
yeah.
though, isn't it? So,
Yeah. I mean, in good light, again, if you blow them up bigger than your screen, maybe, if you print them out and want to do more editing on them, then you're going to have problems. But I would say generally, the iPhone did really well in good light, especially on the mid-range zoom. It was really good. I mean, the colours are different. Nikon colours are great, as we know. That was the difference. The main difference actually was the colour. But then I could tweak the colour on the iPhone pictures to try and make them the same. But I was really impressed with the iPhone again. But again, you don't have that aesthetic of actually using a camera, the artistic pursuit, the
No,
manual controls, the actual feel of a camera. It's very quite cold using an iPhone.
Yeah. And you do like to be artistic,
I like to be artistic.
as you are an artist.
Well, I like to think so.
So we were purposely just putting straight out the camera photos into the videos, so we weren't editing them at all, to get a fair comparison. I thought, in decent light, they're all extremely similar, and you'd have been hard pressed to tell the difference between any of them.
Yeah, without editing, it's very similar. Especially if you're only going with the iPhone, it's really good. Then it should have been really, but especially if you're only going to use it on a phone. So
Yeah.
if you edit on a phone, the pictures on the phone, and put them on social media, most people only see them on a phone.
Yeah,
You're fine.
yeah,
I think it's nice. But yeah, I mean, it did the job. If I was going around a city, would I choose to do it on an iPhone? Professionally, no. Anything bigger, if you want to blow up the pictures bigger, if you want to edit them, crop in, the iPhone's no good for that, in my opinion.
no,
But if you just want to go around happy, snappy, go around a city,
Yeah.
have fun, it has lots of, it has ultra wide, it has
Yeah.
telephoto,
Yeah.
the quality is good on a phone. To talk about is the budget. So obviously
Yeah.
the iPhone is, well, this is an iPhone 12, so it's expensive, but it also does everything else you want it to as well. It's a phone,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah.
So that's, if you want a good camera to walk around, then this is a good option. The Z50, well, and other sideline cameras like it, that's as much.
It's probably the similar price if you had to go and buy an iPhone rather than pay monthly for it.
Right.
But obviously then the iPhone does everything else as well, doesn't it? Whereas
Yeah.
that just takes photos.
Whereas this just takes photos, but it's a good camera because you can put lenses on it. You can put FX lenses on it, can't you?
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
yeah. You can put every Z mount lens on that.
Yeah, obviously.
And
it's a
use the
crop
F to Z
sensor.
adapter on it as well.
Yeah.
So
But it's a crop sensor, so those
Yeah.
lenses are longer and wide, sometimes better,
yeah,
sometimes worse.
they're going to be a 1.5
Yeah, it's a really
times
decent,
factor.
user-friendly. I remember the cheaper Nikons before weren't so good. It all had that over user-friendly thing and didn't let you do anything. This is fully manual. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little tour using the GoPro.
Yeah.
And something a bit different from us. If you have any thoughts about what you use as street photography, or what would be better or worse, and your opinions on iPhone to Leicas, to let us know.
I was going to say I thought the best camera was actually the GoPro,
Yeah, the quality is amazing.
but it did perform really well, didn't it?